everybody. In today's video, I'm talking about home price projections in the United States for the next 3 to 4 years. And what I'm doing is I'm going to review some articles that I've seen lately that talk about what experts are projecting for home prices from 2024 all the way to 2027. Now, I myself don't like to make predictions because I feel like I'm off all of the time, but I'm going to go through 2 or 3 articles and review with you what the experts are saying is going to happen to home prices over the next 3 to 4 years. The channel is Living in Northern Arizona, where I talk about everything Northern Arizona real estate. My name is Dawn Dickinson, and I am a realtor in Northern Arizona. If you ever have a question about real estate in Arizona, feel free to give me a call, text, or email. My contact information is always in the description below. And if you're thinking of buying or selling a home anywhere in the United States, you could always contact me if you're looking for an agent, and I could refer you to somebody in the Berkshire Hathaway referral network. So let me begin, though. I'm going to start out with the first article that we're looking at, and I'm going to put the references to these articles in the description below in case you want to check them out in person. But the first article I'm looking at is on a website called Keeping Current Matters, and basically gives summary of real estate topics for agents so that we stay informed. But this one was interesting. It's what experts project for home prices over the next 5 years. And it's saying if you're planning to buy a home, one of the things to consider is that experts are projecting that home prices will continue to climb in the next few years, but not rapid acceleration like we've seen in the past couple of years, where you might see a 20% increase in prices. They're not thinking that's going to happen. It looks like the experts are projecting a short, more historical type increases in home prices over the next 2 years. And let me tell you where this data comes from. So the Keeping Matters current website has gone to a source, and it's called Pulse Economics. So Pulse Economics conducted this survey, and they've been doing this for years, where they do a home price expectation survey, where they have a survey with a panel of experts that consist of over 100 economists, investment strategists, housing market experts, and analysis, and they look at a 5-year expectation over the United States home market. So this is where the website is getting its data from, this survey of experts. Now, I want to say something too, that you might see a lot of people are projecting that housing prices are going to crash and the market is going to crash similar to 2008. And those experts, a lot of them are basing that prediction on the affordability index. What's happening is houses are so unaffordable that average people can't really afford to buy a house anymore. And they're saying it's going to crash because of that. And that could happen. It looks like the median price for a home in the United States is over $400,000 right now. And that's very difficult. In Arizona, it's like $420,000. Very difficult for a young person, say, to buy a house. But there are other things coming into play now that we didn't see in the past. Like we have large corporations that are rich, and they don't care how high the price is. They're just buying up places like companies like BlackRock and Vanguard are just buying up single-family homes. So the average home buyer is competing now with rich corporations. So the affordability index for the average person may not be as relevant as it was 20 years ago. And then you also have a lot of small-time investors that are trying to buy up homes for either short-term rentals or other investments like flipping. You have a lot of amateur flipping. So you have competition. Average Joe looking for a place to live is now competing with these corporations and small-time investors, and that's what's making a problem with the affordability, maybe not as relevant as it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. But let me get back to the articles. This is a analysis based on that Pulse Economics survey that was saying in 2023 they were expecting by the end of the year that the December to December increase in price was 3.32%. Now, going into 2024, they're expecting a teeny bit of a dip, not a dip in the prices, but a dip in the growth of acceleration of prices. So 2.17% expected increase again. in 2024. Now realize this is compounding, right? So you're in the higher price at the end of 2023, 2% above that. And then 2025, they're saying 3.24% increase, and 2026, another 3.79% increase, and in 2027, another over 4% increase in home prices. So that's going to be compounding. And this is all knowing that interest rates are also predicted to not come down very much. Like, they could continue to increase, but they're not expecting them to go down to what they were a couple of years ago, that 3-4%. They're not expecting that. So this projection that you're seeing, and I'm going to put the chart up, or there's the chart, you can see it. And what you know, of course, is that these prices are going to vary based on the local market, right? This is a national average, so it could be different in Phoenix, say, than it is in San Francisco, and different there than it would be in Atlanta. So again, real estate hyper localized. We're just looking at big picture projections at this point. Now, what does this mean for you? Basically, a lot of people are like, oh, should I wait for prices to come down? Should I wait for interest rates to come down? And if these predictions are correct, the answer to that is going to be no. And the other thing is that inventory is probably going to remain tight because of the things that we talked about, right? The things that we have competition with corporations buying out the house. So you're going to have continued low inventory. That's the problem right now, right? We have low inventory. I did an video on this a few months ago. I'll put it up in the card, where why is there low inventory? And basically it's because a lot of people refinanced and have their house at 3% interest. And now if they go to buy a similar house, they're going to have a mortgage rate that's twice as high. So people are not selling their houses so much because of that. And then we have the competition with investors and with large corporations. So those are the things fueling this prediction of growth in home prices and not a crash. Again, many people will be predicting a crash. I'm just putting out there what I'm finding. I'm not going to say if it's going to crash or not, because I don't want to get it wrong again. So here's another chart I found in the Keeping Current Matters website. Basically, it's saying this is what could happen to your household growth if you would have bought a house, say at the beginning of 2023, for $400,000. So say you did make the plunge and bought your first home, and it was $400,000 sometime in 2023. At the end of 2024, they're expecting it would be worth $413,000. The end of 2026, it would be $435,000. By the end of 2028, they're projecting that same home would be worth $471,000. So this authors of this blog post are suggesting, yes, it would be good to go ahead and buy a home if you can, because in the next 5 years, that could give you an increase of household wealth of over $70,000 based on the example and based on those predictions. So again, if you're thinking, should I hold off? Should I wait to see if interest rates come down? I don't want to tell you what to do, but according to these market models and these market forecasts, it's saying don't wait. If you could pull it off now, go ahead and do that. All right, now I'm going to move into another blog article that I saw on a company called Norada Real Estate Investments. This is a very recent article, late September 2023. Now, Norada is an investment company, so it's going to be a slightly different perspective because they're looking at only investment from an investment perspective. It's saying that their average value of a home in Arizona is $420,000. Now that's going to be probably largely represented by homes in Phoenix. I live in northern Arizona. Average here is much higher. In Sedona, it's close to $1 million. So again, that's why I want to say it's very localized. But couple of the metrics that were quoted in this article are very interesting. First of all, they looked at the median sale price to list ratio mid-2023. So in the middle of the summer was 0.993%. So that's saying, or 0.993, suggesting that the final sales price is very close to the asking price. So you're not going to be getting a lot of people taking a lot off of the asking price when you've got that type of a 0.993 sale price to list price ratio. The other thing is that 20% of sales in Arizona were over the list price last year, and about 53% of the sales were under. But those, again, that were under were not much under the sale price. So that's very interesting for you when you're ready to buy. Now, I'm going to put up the chart what they're expecting for some of the areas in Arizona. So I know this article was written in late September, but I don't know what was the date of these data that they're coming up with. I believe it was earlier in 2023, but they were expecting that Phoenix by the end of 2023 would have had a 1.4% increase in the sales price, and by the middle of 2024 a 6.9% increase. Other areas that you might be interested, Lake Havasu City, expected by the end of 2024 7.6% housing price increase. Flagstaff, that's one of the areas I cover, 7.2% house price increase by middle 2024. Payson, I also sell in Payson, a 8.6% increase by the middle of 2024. And then finally, Tucson is expected also to grow by 7.6% by the end of 2024. So this article, again, is looking at Arizona only, expecting that to be a little bit higher than the other articles that I was citing about the national trend. Now, another thing that this article mentioned, the one by Norada, is, this is true, that if the mortgage rates do go down, because a lot of people are like, maybe we should wait and see if mortgage rates go down, I could buy more for my money if the rates go down, and that is true. But what could happen if it goes down, we've got a lot of demand, people are just kind of sitting wanting to buy something, but the mortgage rates are high and they can't. So if mortgage rates do go down, you're going to be competing with a lot more buyers, and that could drive the housing prices even higher than they are right now. So mortgage rates could drop, but that could set the housing prices to go up again. So if you're waiting for mortgage prices to drop, that might not work out to your favor. So that's it. I hope you found this information helpful. My name is Dawn Dickinson. I am a real estate agent in Northern Arizona. If you ever have a question about buying or selling a home, you can give me a call, text, email. And if you don't live in Arizona, but you're looking to buy a home somewhere outside of Arizona, I could always set you up with an agent through our referral network, so you can contact me about that. So I hope you're having a great week, and I hope to see you back here next week when I post a brand new video about Arizona real estate.